Password for account. I remember from the top of my head that we did something for a PIN number for an account, but a password at the POS for the customer to enter themselves. No. Um, you need to you can register the transaction on every of course on every customer account. Of course, there is a system that will detect. Let's say if you're a cashier in a store and you're using your own account in a transaction, it will compare the phone number. So let's say your customer account have the same phone number that you have under your operator. So here, if I set my phone number, uh, my phone number or my email. I think it's the email. So if I set, or am I missing the field? First name, last name. Um, that's not part of the trading normally in Melissa, but for the loyalty program that we use, we have some third party. One that is very popular is the Data Candy. We also have, but Data Candy offer gift card, they offer point system and stuff like that. We also have one that is internal that our own internal point system that is very flexible. We have something that we call product reward program. So you buy X numbers of items over time, so not just in one transaction, and you can get a percentage off the next one you buy. So let's say it is very frequent with pet food store. So you buy 12 items of a certain brand, and the 13 the next bag you buy, the 30th 13 yet bag, sorry, is free, or you have a percent on it. um, there is a lot of flexibility for the loyalty program. We also have point rewards to give a free gift card, give a discount, print a coupon for a certain amount in a future transaction. There is points, of course, that you can redeem at the POS that will be used like a tenders based on the customer what they have. You can define the percentage and how they work and how the information is being registered. Are you looking for a specific loyalty program in particular? Actually, it will not come up later in the week. I will not. I will show you the basic on how to give points, but I will not go in every feature. But that's a good question, for sure. Mm. Yes, Jimmy, you can scan the account either at the end, at the beginning, sorry, or in the middle, or at the end of the transaction. It will work also. The price level will apply and the discount too. Okay. So now I did show you quickly on the other tab, the POS tab. I'll just going to close a few windows. So where operator is hiding there. On the POS tab, the bottle link. So this field can be double clicked. So you have some predefined. So that's a bottle deposit if you have to configure it. If you need to add any one under PLU bottom, any, let's say you're missing one under bottle link, you can see the one that are predefined. So the list that I'm seeing here is matching what I have on the left. So as you can see, that's the same list that we were seeing on the items. You can also configure at the bottom here the environmental fee. Sorry, that's a word that I'm not used to say, but the environmental fee can be configured also there with the bottle link. So if you have an item that you want to assign a bottle link, I believe I have some beer in this list at some point. If I don't, oh, let's go with Diet Coke. So I already have a bottle link. So it's right now it's one. one stand for 5 cents. So when I sell my item 7 at the POS, it will call for the bottle deposit. So it added automatically to the transaction. When you look right now at the POS, you see that the item, the tags are active. So 1, 2 here is telling us that this item is tax 1 and tax 2. We do see the amount down here with the tax. We have our bottle deposit separated. Okay. There is in LBUS an internal gift card, gift certificate function. I'll close the item. It's under the register option, gift certificate. So we also have a knowledge base article explaining step by step on how to configure the gift card. But the way it works is that the LBUS stores the information. It can be used with a multi-store. So the multi-store, the balance will be saved at your central. To be able to exchange information, you will need a VPN. But the let's say if we go for a basic one store situation, it's also using UDP to communicate with the LBUS. The balance are live. So when you do a transaction, it verifies the balance. It updates it right away when the transaction is completed. There is an option to reload a gift card if you need to. And you can also sell the gift card at the POS. So that's something that is built in. The only thing that require an extra module is the reload. So by default, you can activate and redeem the gift card. But if you're looking to reload them, it's an extra module on the license. But by default, you can activate and redeem gift card. So that's a good feature that we have. So we configure them here if you want to do them manually. So we can create our own gift certificate number, new one. We can predefine the amount if we want. They can also be activated on the POS, so not just from the back office. They work with the scanner if you need, or MSR if they have a magnetic swipe on the card. If you want to look, the knowledge base article for the gift card is 1048. But again, this will be part of the email I will send you at the end of the week with all the reference that I'm using. I will not do the configuration for a gift card. If we have time on Friday afternoon, I might do the configuration. When you install the system, the buttons come pre-configured. So when you go to POS setup buttons and forms under gift card, so the buttons are already there on a basic system, so you don't have to add them. I see a question from Mark. Does the gift card number field accept alphanumeric data, or is it only number? It's only number, but we can use the definition table if let's say you have letters before or anything, we can use the definition table to forward the information to the right function. What I usually recommend is that the customer, let's say they put GC, the card number, and in the definition table, we will tell it GC is the gift card. So use that button, but we will only send the number to the back office because it will not accept the letters. If I go to gift certificate and I try here A, B, it do work. So that's a new thing. I learned something today again. So yeah, you can use letters. I was sure we couldn't, but yeah, it does work with letters too. Well, I don't know if this symbol will go through. But copy. It seems to not crash everything yet. But yeah, right now we're limited to, well, right now the system is limited to 10 digit for the barcode of the gift card. So if we can send the information using the definition table, so let's say we can ignore this symbol, it will still be part of the barcode. But using the definition table, it will be for us just a key or an identification of the gift card number. But yeah, code 128 will work depending really the length of your gift card. And we can always manage a way to make it work no matter what. Any other question on the gift card, or do you want any more precision, Mark, on that, or am I clear enough? Okay, but we were in the register for gift certificate. Now we'll go again in register, but it will mostly be for function and totalizer. This lists all the function that we have by default, and well, the function will show you the function. So the function are what we configure in the button. So at the POS, when you go to POS setup, if I can see my mouse, sorry, to buttons and form, when we look at a button, let's say here the exclamation mark is not the best example, but if I go to find PNU number, we have two tabs. One is called function, the other one is called forms. So the function is part of maintenance, what we have here. So if I look for search, this is the search function. So it is number 8011. When I look in POS setup buttons and form, on the right here, we have the N with the paper sheet. That's for the function properties. So I can see that search is 8011 and that this function exists in my back office also as 8011. If I want to call it something else at the POS, so it show a different name, I can change it to whatever I want. And if I want to, let's say on the button for at the POS in the setup, I want to add a different function because we see search here, I can use a calculator. The calculator for Logivision is always to add something. And of course, the trash can is to delete. Of course, when you put your mouse over, you have a, so we can add something here and it will do function search and type in 0 after. Which number, it will not give us any really useful result, but just to show that you can have multiple function in one button. So by default, we have most of the function predefined in the system. You don't need to create your own. In certain situation, let's say where you want to create your own tender, because by default, we do have a function called cash to do cash transaction. But let's say your store use Uber Eats and you want to define a tender Uber, we can copy the function 101 and create our own. A function that we will use to tender a transaction must be between number 100 and 199. So that's the range we have. We're not using all the numbers. So you have some space to create your own function. So yeah, from after 152, we're not using them anymore. So you have some space to create your own function. But the function that are between 100 and 199 are really unique, have really a unique process of working. So you must only use them for a tender. A function will work, let's say for tender, it will work in relation with a totalizer. So the totalizer is where we store the information in the table. When you do a transaction and you pay cash, the amount will be saved under 101 cash in the database. So there is a relation between the function and the totalizer to register the sales information in the report. So when we're creating also a function, we can use a different name for the totalizer. Of course, it will be a different number, so it will not be referring to 101. And that would allow us to register the information properly in the system on the, if we create again, if we go with the example for Uber Eats, we will have our own Uber Eats. I can show you what it will behave like if I do 153. I want to copy. So instead of calling it cash, I will call it Uber Eat. In French, it will be Uber Eats also. To copy while I'm using 101. So when I did the, maybe I was too fast. Let me delete it. When I go on 101, I type in my number, the number I want to use, so 153. I press enter. It asks me function 153, select the type of action. So I want to copy. So I'm basing myself on function 101. I will call it Uber Eat. Uber Eat again. I don't know how to spell that. I will also copy my totalizer 101 that is originally for cash to 153. Copy. I will call it Uber Eat. Oops, why do I always put an extra T there? Yes, so I want to change the matching. Yes. I will also, if I look again at my 101, I see at the bottom there that I have cash, 101 cash. So I will go back to 153. Yes, totalizer is like the tender. That's correct. That's a good way of saying it for sure. Yeah. And I put an extra T here. The one told me I made a mistake or a typo. So I will assign a totalizer to my function. I just have to double click. I will type it 153 Uber Eats. So now I have created my own totalizer for reporting. So if I go to POS setup buttons and form, I will create a new button that we usually use when we do a tender. We call it tender equal Uber. Well, not all the, but equal the name you're looking for. So in that case, it's Uber Eat. And if you want to access the, let's say that's the name of my button on the left. So right now, when I see my preview, it doesn't look great. To modify that, I just right click on the button. I delete that, call it Uber Eats. Again, you have the option for 2 language. If you want to keep one empty because you're not using it, it's really your own choice. On my side, I'm using both, so I'm defining both. That's how my button will look like. Here with the calculator, I will add my new function. 153, so Uber Eats, it's in the list. It will tell me that this function is not something that the POS is familiar with, so it doesn't recognize it. I will still go and use it. Under the function properties, I will tell the system that I've created this function from one that already exists. So my substitute function is cash. So I want my Uber Eats function to work like cash. So by doing that, the option of cash are showing under the Uber Eats, and it will behave the same way as cash is working. To put the button on the screen, if you're familiar, yesterday we went to the Forms tab. On the left, I see my main monitor, so I will select the form where I want to put it. It will prompt me to select my payment screen. Well, department, pickup, payment, cash, and pickup. So I will go to payment screen. I see that everything is mostly filled, so I will remove the EBT food stamp button. To do so, I double click on it, and I chose delete. To add my button to my system, I will click one time, left click on it, and I will not hold it. I just click once, and I click again to put it on the screen. And if I go to my POS, okay, so at the top we have the yellow door. It's not that obvious, but it's a door. Yes, it is. Do you want to save? Yes. So I will just exit. Again, when we do our modification from the POS, they apply immediately. When we do the modification on the L bus, we must do a deploy L change. Yes, Jimmy, we can resize them. You have three sizes you can use. The one that I use for my Uber Eats is medium, but you can set them to be small. If I go back to resize, I go back to buttons and form. So I go back to tender equal. I'm looking for my Uber Eat button. Where is it? Here. At the top, we have a small, medium, large. Uh, we will be looking into that in depth later on this week, but and we can by default we do have three sizes, but we can always change them to something else. But I will show you how to do that. So we have our Uber Eats. So let's say I want to buy any items. Doesn't matter. Come on. That's really. So I sell. Have an age restriction again. So I'll go with my item two, Uber Eats. So on my receipt it does show. Oh, so I have a bad configuration on my copy. I've done something wrong. I'll look to figure it out. But on the receipt it does show Uber Eats. No, you can do it in LBus. But the change just doesn't apply right away to the POS. In LBus, you can go to module, POS setup, buttons and form, but you must do a deploy all change when you're done. So here you have also the same option. You can do it on the back office. Just that you won't see the change at the POS immediately. You need to execute a deploy all change for it to be sent to the lane. Am I making sense? Yes, you can send it to just one lane, but by default, deploy all change will affect all of them. So if you want to send it to just one lane, instead of using the deploy all change, you will use the deploy screen. This one will allow, oops, not that one. Deploy screen, when you will do it, double click on it, execute, it will ask you to select your terminal. Of course, now I only have one, but if I add two, it will show 001, 002, and you can select the terminal to send the changes to the lane. And now I'll fix my error on my Uber Eats if you don't mind. No, it seems to be it seemed to be okay. Have I made a mistake? When you do a tenders, there's a relation between a few tables, so I'm just making sure a few totalize. I'm just making sure they look correctly, but they seems to be okay. Maybe I haven't done my deploy all chain. Did I? Don't remember. If I go again with my Oakenben rice, waiting for Adverty. Then continue, Uber Eats. Now it works. So you see, I just forgot to do my deploy all change. So it was my mistake here. So yeah, we really have to be careful, and when we go to task and really do deploy all changes after we do modification from the back office, otherwise it will not apply to the line, even if they're on the same machine. So that was my error. Might just missed the deploy all change. Sorry about that and the confusion. Do you guys have any question on function and totalizer? So we will go to the operators. So again, under register, we have operators. I know I show you quickly earlier how it looked like. Oh, the phone number. I was not seeing it. It's just at the end there underneath. I was being silly. Yes, Rami, it will be just after that. I'll do the operator quickly and we will go and break right after. So the operators, the way it works, we have the operator number. So the one you created will be showing here. Again, we have the same logic with the plus, the scissors. You can type in your own number if you want to create any one. So you can copy. I will not do it this time. No, Luca, deploy and replace does not work as a deploy all change. Deploy and replace will send everything, the whole database to the lane, to one specific lane, and deploy all change will only send what was modified. So when you do a deploy all change, it's usually take less longer to do it. But if you go with the deploy and replace, you can indeed select the lane, but it will prevent the POS from working for 15 to 20 minutes, depending the size of the database. So deploy and replace is not something we usually use to send your modification to your lane. So to go back, no problem. So go back to the operator. So we have a print name. This print name is the one that will be on your receipt or at the top here. So right now for me it's admin. I can change it to Dominic. And if I send it, you can see here that the satellite is blue. This means that if you have a head office, the information will go to your head office. So of course now I don't have one, but it's instead of being green, it's blue. So if I go to my POS and I log out, I log back in, instead of showing admin, it showed Dominic. First name, last name. This is very important for a drawer. If you want the drawer to work on your operator, you must assign a drawer to the customer. We can use two drawers in the system if we need to. The language, of course, if you're using English. So in some situation, you might need a different drawer and you have two at the same register. That hire, termination date, social security number. I will not put the real one. Birth date. So here, phone number that I was looking for, but the address. Under security, you can either reset the password for the front end. So front end is the POS. So user must change their password. So I can have a password at the POS. Right now, as you can see, when I was logging in, I didn't have any. So if I log out, 7 login, it will ask me to set my password. I'll say yes. My old password is nothing since I didn't have any. So I'll just press enter. Enter the new one. Enter again. And now I have a password for my POS. So if I log out, I will give it the time to log back in. Please enter password. And I have a password now to log in. So this allow you to change your password for the back office. If you lose your password for the back office and you're unable to log in, when you go under file login, you have an option in it for forgot my password. You enter your operator number and it would send you a temporary password to your email. The most important field here is the level 1. So when you double click, as you can see, 7 is programmers, but you have a range of operator that you can use with the POS and LBOS. To be able to use LBOS, you need to be operator level 4 or more. If you're 0, 1, 2, 3, you will not be able to log into LBOS. Bradley is asking if an operator is logging to a lane, call it lane 1, and tries to also log at lane 2. Will it allow them to do it or will it stop them? By default, the setting is that it will stop them, but we can allow it if we want to. That's something we can configure. Yeah. So we have different level. So the level can be controlled with the function. So when we look at the function here, you see that you have an access section. So depending the function, as you can see, the number will match the name that you have on the left. So you can define if some cacher cannot use some function. So you don't want everyone to be able to do refund, void, reversal. I'm sorry, Tom, I'm not sure to understand your question here. I'm sorry, I'm still not sure to understand your question here.
On follow up on Bradley's question, does he want to create a operator called lane 1 that will only function on lane 1?
We can do that. In the POS, there is 3 ways of balancing. That will be tomorrow. I'll do a quick peek if you don't mind, just before the break. But there is 3 ways for the way to log into the POS. So you can either balance by when you go to POS setup system, you can either balance by cashier, by terminal, or by drawer. So if you want to go by terminal, you're correct. If you're set to go by terminal, only the cashier for lane 1 will be able to log into lane 1. Does that make sense? Oh, no, by default, Bradley, every system is installed by cashier, so the information is consolidated under each specific cashier and not under each terminal. We can also show it by lanes, but by default, it will be on the cashier. If anyone doesn't have any other question, I think we will go in break from there.
So if a cashier is logged into lane 1 and they step away, let's just say there's probably some kind of a locking they can do. Can someone else come in and sign into that lane behind them and use their till?
That will be something we will again talk tomorrow, but there is an option under system events right here. So we have an option in an activity period before locking the keyboard. So right by default is set to 20 minutes. But yeah, and the only person who can unlock the cashier lane will be the cashier itself or the manager or the store owner with an higher level. So they can unlock it. But they will be blocked from logging in. So if let's say you log into the lane and you go away after 20 minutes, I myself go to the lane, try to log in, I will not be able. I will have to ask the manager or the owner to unlock the lane for me. So if we don't have any other question, we will go in break. We will be back at 3:05 p.m. if that's okay with everyone. So we see each other in 20 minutes. Bye-bye. At 3:05.
outside? It's almost in the cash register. So you had questions about power consumption. The power transformer for the terminal does, I think, 2 amps. No, it's very minimal. Yeah. It's not a lot. No. Okay. Yeah, I unboxed a terminal here just a little bit ago and getting it warmed up and booted, getting the updates installed. I've got online training 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. this week. So I'm right in the middle of a break right now with them. So, but I'll coordinate with Liza and get up there and get it installed. All right. Okay. Bye. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do it today, that's fine. I mean, this is a project that Chris started working on back in September. But, and it doesn't have to be today. I just saw you today. And get it done.
So we're going to continue this. Are you able to see my screen and still hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So now we will go into the pricing part of the LBUS configuration. So under maintenance item price, we will focus mostly on this this tab. We already said the mix and match. We already said the price level. The base price, I think it's self-explanatory. Package price, we saw it how it worked with the Jello earlier. So we do a package based on the quantity that we sell. At the top here, this white window where we have the regular price. This will show all the price that we have available in the system that we have configured. So if we have price coming from a flyer, a batch, or anything, it will be listed there. At the POS, the customer will always have the best price. So there is a routine that will analyze all the price that we have for one items. I'm sorry. Hello? Okay, so at the POS we'll have the best price. So this routine will allow to give the cheapest price to the customer. So even if you have 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 11 prices that apply for the same item during the same period, they will still be discounted. They will still get the best price possible. I will just mute everyone since I'm hearing some weird noise during the presentation. Okay, so sorry about that. So under the method tab, we have different options. So we have most of the time you will use the default one. I invite you to look at them under the LBus help. Oh, it's already open, but let's go to help content. Come on, you can open. We can go to method and price method. They are all listed here, explaining each one what they are doing. So A, B, C, D, etc., etc. I will not read all of them for you. I will show you the most common. So the default, of course, is one that we use very often. Buy one would get one free. I remember someone asked about the BOGO, so it's defined here. So buy one would get one free. It can be configured directly into the item. There is rentable items if you're planning to rent some items. I know that it's with Netflix and everything, we have less this type of store, but it still exists at some remote location. Weight calculated, this one is used for the price embedded item. So that's one that you will also use frequently. We do have a knowledge base article explaining how to configure the price embedded item step by step. Lot pricing and the which one? P and multiple price look very similar. So if I select them, it changes it to a grid, and I can add different quantity. Well, that's B multiple price. So let's say we have a bottle of wine. Of course, here it's Jello, but let's say we have a bottle of wine. We have one that is 1991, 2000, and 2020. 2000. One that is, well, let's be 2010. Oops. 2010, and one that is 2020. So the bottle of wine, we can have a price for each one. So the older the bottle is, the more expensive it is. So the POS, you will be able to choose if it's the depending on the bottle that you're getting. So you can define the price. And the 2020, since it was a bad year, we'll put it very cheap. So that's how we will use the method type B for the price. Here on the left, we have the price like code. So let me just put back my, well, I can show you how to look at the POS before. So I can select the price that I want based on the year of the bottle and sell it. So we have a 1991 Jello. And I'm not quite sure we will be selling it anymore. Well, I have to put the description here to show it at the POS. That will be more, that will make more sense. So here, the 1991, 2000. So we can select depending on the bottle that we're having or the Jello that we're having. If we go back to default, so we can go here, the price like code, it's this will be used when you don't want to change. Oh, I see that there is a question. Just one moment, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy, I missed your question. Is there a way to set the price priority? I know usually best price win, but sales is greater than, well, the POS always work with the customer. The LBus actually will always prioritize the customer. If you want to have a price that will win over the other, we have one that is called the in-store. the in-store, even if the price is higher, this one will always win over the most expensive items. So you can go with the in-store price. And yes, Daniel, I'm being prompt for the price point when I'm using price type B or price type P. P, it said it's slot pricing instead of being, let's say, a bottle of wine that is a different year or better, or Jello, if you prefer. The price type P will be a lot pricing, so it will be based on a quantity. So instead of, it will show you a grid that will have the quantity, and instead of buying, let's say, if you have the best example I think I can find is a pack of beer. So you have the single beer with the same barcode, that's the 6-packs or the 12-pack. With the price type P, which is a lot pricing, we will be configuring one for the unit, the single beer, one for the 6-pack, and one for the 12-pack, and the 3 price will show on screen. Yeah, some vintage Jello for sure. It's fairly rare here in Canada. That's why it's that expensive. So if we go with the price like code, this is to let's say you have, well, for the Jello it apply well also because it's we will be sharing the price. So what we can tell with the price like code is, let's say I have 9 and 8 for 9. I will configure it to use the price of 8. So this will become green. So the 2 items will be sharing the same price information. I'll send it to the POS before, just to make sure I'm synchronized. If I change the price of my item 9 and I bring it to $1, when I will go to the item 8, the price will also be $1. So when I change the price of one, it changed all the items that are linked to the same price like code at the same time. So I don't have to go modify each item individually anymore. So for the Jello, since when you, well, in the grocery store, most of the time, all the flavor will be the same price. We will have a price like code being used for that. It will be the most efficient way of doing it. So we only have to change the price for one item and not the whole thing every time. So now I have it set to 111. So if I sell my item 8 or my item 9, it will still be, they will be both the same. Oh, I did not deploy my changes. I'm sorry. And someone was joining in at the same time. So cancel sell. We'll wait to receive the change. So now my 2 Jello will be at 111. And if I change just item 9 to 110, and I sell 10, and I sell item 8, it will also be at 110. So the price method. So yeah, again, I invite you to go to the help file for the price method if you have some time to read them. It's not easy to learn all of them at once, and that's not something we're asking you to, but that there's a few, and it explains that some might apply to some situation in your with your customers, but most of the time the one that you will be using will be the default and the price type I for the price embedded items, just to calculate the weight. So I is weight calculated, so just convert the price into pounds or kilogram, depending if you're in the US or Canada. Here on the right, we have a discount field. So the first one is a dollar discount. So we can enter an amount. So if I discount by 50 cents at the POS, if I call my item, it will be 110 with a 50 cents discount. Of course, with the price like code, even if I call 8, I will also get the discount off. So that's a dollar discount. Beside it, we have a percentage discount. So I can give 10% off the price. So 8, 10% off, 9, 10% off. So promo type, we will have some different promotion. If you don't have a license, you will not be able to access this option, but it's under PLU batch. If you don't have a license, it's better to follow with me. This allows us to create a promotion that we call batch. So we either have promotion that will last for a certain period of time. So we can add PLU. I have to create a batch. So training promo. And here we'll put the description, 10% off everything. Go with that. So we can add items using the plus at the top here and typing the number. So if I want to add item 1, and of course, when I add an item, it will synchronize me with the interface. So I do see my item 1 right now in the items, and I see that my training, I'm working on it. So it's not quite completed. That's why I have an exclamation mark. If I want to add item from the item window, let's say I'm on the strawberry jello and I want to add it to my current batch, I can go to the edit menu at the top, and I have the option to add this item to batch. We can also do it with filter. So if we filter on a sub department, this will not be grayed out anymore, and we can add the item that we filtered onto a batch, so the whole thing. So I can do it with F6 on my keyboard, or I can come and click here. So I will add my strawberry jello. I will go to my item 2 for that, and if I do F6 on my keyboard, it adds the item to the batch. If I do a filter and I'm looking to add all the items that are in subdepartment 10, I apply. So that's my list of items. I can go to edit and move filtered item to batch. So they will be all added to the batch, price level 1. So here are all my items. For promotion, I am forced to have a start and end date. So I can say that my promotion will start the 25th and it will end the 31st. If you click on the header of the column, the setting will apply to each item of the batch. If you do it per item, it will only apply to this specific record. But if you want to update everything for the header, for all the items, you use the header. So if I want to give 10% off all my items, I will click on the DSC percentage and type in 10%, and all my item will be set with a 10% discount. If I go now to my price tab and I look, I can see that my price is being set. I have the information being there, so my training is there. When I will run deploy all change, it will analyze the price to see if it's the best price. So the green arrow will move from the sales to the 10% off $2.99. It might not be the best price for that item. Let's go to another one. Let's go to item 2. That will be better, I believe. So I run my deploy all change. I believe, Tom, that yes, you can scan the item into the batch. We'll be testing the peripherals on Thursday. I'll be in the office to use some of them. But yes, you can scan the items normally into the batch. If I add the item from the, that's a good question. So just to finish on this this line of thought before I answer you, Luca. So now you can see that my price, the one that is being active, is the training one with the green arrow, and also we see here that they are both $279, but there is a 10% off. So that make more that's a better price for my customer. So if I go to the POS and I try to scan my Uncle Ben rice, it will come out at $279 with 10% off. If you add an item to the batch from the batch menu, does it not bring the base retail in for the? Let me see if I do it from here and I had small coffee. I don't know if it's already there. No, if you do it from the batch, it will not put the price, but if you import it from the item window, it will bring the current base price. You're correct. So I'll have to type in manually the price that I want. And of course, since I set my discount to 10%, it will not be there for this item since I added after. Basket will store the promotion and the price change that are, well, let me start by price change. A price change is a batch that will update the regular price. So you can tell it that on a specific date you want to raise the price of the items from $149 to $2 instead, and it will be a permanent change. So it's not something that will be temporary. So it only have a start date. It doesn't come with the end date. So if I do a price change and I call it raise price, oh, that's my item. I'm so sorry. Here, raise price, test. So the end date, as you can see, it's grayed out. I'll go back to the beginning. I can add an item. My item 1, I can see the regular price is $2.99. So I want the regular price now to be $3.29 as of tomorrow. So as of tomorrow, when the next the deploy change will happen, my Oreo cookies will become $3.29. I can do it if you want as of today, just so we can see it. So the price change does not include also a satellite or anything because it can only be applied using a deploy all change. So if I go to my LBOSS and I run my deploy all change, I'll just close my window, go back to batch. So under price change, I don't have my my price change anymore. But if I go to the basket, it's there. So when a promotion or a price change expires, they will go under the basket. It's like the recycle bin of the batches. So when they are over, they are getting moved to the basket. So you can always see the history to see what promotion you were doing and what price change you made. But here, if I look at my Oreo cookie, so the new regular price is $3.29, and it's the new regular price. Are you all following me, or is that confusing? Or do you have any questions? Sorry.
So at what point does it apply the batch pricing? When you execute it, or does it apply it at the point of the start date that you set there in the batch?
It will apply when you the way it works. Of course, it will only apply on the date that you mentioned, but for it to be active at the POS, you need to have a deploy all change to do the routine to define which one is the best price and to send it to the POS. So that's why we keep the deploy all change to be automatic. So let's say during the night it run a deploy all change. If you set a price change to be at midnight, let's say the 27th, when the deploy all change will run at 4 in the morning, the price change will apply right now. At the moment of the, I'm sorry, I'm not. Let me start over. If I set a batch or price change to be tomorrow, I don't know how to type anymore, and I add my Oreo cookies again, and I say that the start date is tomorrow, and the new price will be $5. If I do now a deploy all change, my regular price will stay $3.29. If I do it now, I go to price. My regular price is still $3.29. If the next time the deploy all change will happen automatically, which will be tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., it will look in the table and it will see, oh, I have a price change for this item on today's date, so I will apply it right now. So as soon as you have the price change and the deploy all change work together. So for the price to take effect on the start date, you must run a deploy all change after this date is reached. Does that make sense? That's a setting that we have by default for the 4 a.m. It's you can change it to whatever you want. If you go to LBOSS, deploy all change edit, you can change it if you want it to be midnight. it's at midnight. But we normally stores are not open at 4 a.m. But if you want it to be midnight, it will work too. Is that clearer? Is that better? Okay. So I will show you some promotion that we have. We already said a promotion that we can do in a discount, in a percentage, and in dollar discount in the price and the batch window. We can create items that will act like coupon. We call them electronic coupon. So let's say I will create for this a coupon, just not to use my regular items so it doesn't conflict. So I call my item coupon, enter, new. Let's make it obvious. This is a coupon. For the description, I'll make sure that I have a description here. I'll check store coupon here. This will allow me it will tell that the items is a negative, so it will affect the total in with a negative amount. I'll set a sub department. Let's put grocery. On the item here, we have a tab called ECL. This table is for electronic coupon. We have different type of electronic coupon that we can do. By doing the red plus in the middle of the screen here, we'll be prompted to create a promo. So this is all the types. So the coupon can be either triggered by an item, a promo ID, which is a generic promotion number that will assign to the items that you can find under the POS tab. It can be triggered by a quantity, an amount in a subdepartment, in a department, the customer level. So when we're looking under account view, our customer has a specific level, so we can have this as a trigger, or the total of the sale. I will do it with the promo ID for now. Can you show performance report from a batch? I think you're referring to, we do have a report for that. I just want to see, Brad, what we have. Batches, we'll be doing the report tomorrow. Of course, I will not have anything right now, so let's wait for tomorrow for that, and I'll show you that. We'll take a look at the report. Just to continue, so I was doing an ECL with a promo ID. So this promo ID will be triggered by a code. For this example, I will use code 777. It's an open field, so you can decide the code you will be using. The description will be a discount when you buy 2 Oreos. So when you buy 2 Oreos, I'll set the quantity trigger. It will be 2. Here I have, it can be either the quantity, the amount, or the weight. I will go with the quantity for this example. The method, it can be only once and limited. Biggest and smallest will work in a different situation. The biggest and smallest will give a percentage discount on the cheapest. Sorry. Well, the biggest is the most expensive item, and smallest will be on the cheapest item. So we can do a discount. We can give a free items, get the cheapest for free and stuff like that. So that can be configured there. It doesn't work like BOGO. If you don't want to go with buy one get one free, you can go with buy 17 get one free, and that's how we will do the configuration. So the smallest is the cheapest, and the biggest is the most expensive. Progressive will mostly apply for items that are by weight. It's usually used, let's say, during Thanksgiving. And when you buy $45 of grocery, you get a free turkey, or you get 20 cents off per pound of a turkey. So that's the one that that's something that we usually configure for the Thanksgiving in the US. That's a promotion that come every year for us that we're always surprised, but we did plan to have it. But for now, I'll go with the unlimited repeat. So when I will buy 2 Oreo cookies that are configured with the code 777 under the PID, I'll get a discount. So for that, I need to make sure that my Oreo cookies, my item 1, under POS, promo ID here. If I double click, I will not see the one that I created. So you must really type it in, 777. I'll send that to my POS. So that's create the relation between my coupon and my Oreo cookies. But then, well, did I set any discount or not? I didn't write the description, but so discount when you buy two. Okay, I didn't say the discount. So under price, I will tell it to give $1 off. And it will give $1 off because I have check here under POS store coupon. I know I'm moving from different tab all at once, but the store coupon just tell the system to set this item as a coupon and to be a negative amount. So if at the POS I go and sell my Oreo cookies, of course it's still age required. And again, I get my coupon. So the description of the coupon, this is a coupon with $1 off. That's what I have written here. So when I sell two quantity, it gets triggered to give $1 off. That's one of the example we can do. That's a basic one, just so you know that this feature exists and it get triggered automatically, so there's no intervention from the cashier. When you reach the requirements, the coupon will be given to the customer. There is no Luca start and end date for an ECL. That's a feature that is requested very often. I know that the dev team is working right now on this. I don't have an ETA. They mentioned it to us just before Christmas, so I guess they are moving forward with this. But yeah, that's a feature that will be great for ECL to have expiry or start date, so they can apply during a range. But we can also do them using the batch module, some of them that will work. So instead of having a price, let's say of 1, we will set the price to 0. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Bradley, I can start over if you want. So originally what I did, I pressed I created my coupon, my PLU coupon. I set a description. This is a coupon, not very great, but still, this is a coupon. My sub-department, which is 10, I double click. Yes. You create an item that I call coupon. Then it's not that yeah, so the coupon is very its own item, so we can also track how many we sold in the system. Let me know when you're ready for me to continue. So coupon, item coupon, description with subdepartment 10. I check under POS tab store coupon, so it behaves like a coupon. Price, I set it to 1 to remove $1 from the transaction. ECL, I did the yellow plus and I selected the type PID by double clicking in the field. Yes, Crystal, you can delete the coupon when you're done. So yeah, double click here, select PID. The code is 777. I set up a description that makes sense. You can leave it empty if you want. Quantity 2. So when you have 2 items with PID 777, give the $1 discount. On my Oreo cookies, so I went back to my Oreo cookies, item 1. Under the POS tab, I set the promo ID 777 to link my coupon and my Oreo cookies together. So yes, when we're done with the ECL, we just delete it from the system. We can have multiple, yes, Jimmy, we can have multiple condition on the coupon itself. So if you want to trigger the coupon based on the total or based on the total and a PID, you can. If you want to trigger the coupon with 2 PID, 2 different PID numbers, so you're selling one Oreo cookies and you're selling Uncle Ben rice, you can. So there can be a different level of condition. True. Yeah, you can also delete the promo ID from the item. It will also work. Yes. Yes, Sean, you can filter and remove the PID on all the items if you want, or if you want to remove one specific item, PID, you can filter on promo ID. Yeah, you look for the if it's equal to 777. So if I do it now, I filter, click on the yellow F, right click on the promo ID field. I want all the item with 7777. Press the apply, the yellow apply, the yellow A, sorry. So it only show me that item. The green M, right click. I want it to be nothing, so I leave the field blank and I just press OK. Apply with the green A. Done, thank you. And now there's no more promo ID, and when I will deploy it, the coupon will not be triggered anymore. Does anyone have any question on the ECL? Okay, then we will go to the transaction completion deal. If you don't have, oh, I'm sorry, I just saw a question from Jimmy. If you do multiple PID, can they be different price type? Yes, for sure. The PI, the only situation where you will be forced to use a specific price type is when we do the progressive, but this will only apply to the coupon item. It will not apply to the item that will be discounted. So the ECL progressive is using its own kind of price type. I'll show you quickly. Instead of the method L, I select the last one, P progressive. So here it changed, so it will be either again triggered by quantity, amount, or weight, but we don't configure the trigger quantity, amount, or weight in that tab. So if I set it to an amount, when I will go to the price tab, the method type, instead of being default, I have to change it to progressive discount, T, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And here we can add different levels. So if you have so it's was on amount. So if the total is between 1 and 199, give 5 cents off. If the amount is between 2 and 299, give 10 cents off. 3 will be 15. So when you will be selling the item at the POS, depending the quantity, the amount, sorry, it will give a different discount on the total. Yes, Bradley, if you want to retrieve all the items that are coupon, you can use, I'll just bring my item back to default. If I go to my, well, I'll go to my item 1 just to make it, oh, hold on. I'll just bring it. Yeah, I know. I know. Coupon, I'll bring it back to unlimited, quantity 2. If I go back to my item 1, POS, I can filter on the store coupon field. Here at if you see where my mouse is, I can so I click the yellow F, right click on store coupon. I'll be looking for the field that are active with store coupon. Okay. Apply the yellow A, and the item that are set with store coupon will be bring on screen. Yes, you can set different triggers. So I think the maximum is 12. So you can have 12 conditions to trigger the coupon. That's the maximum. and it need to respect all of that for you to get the discount. Yeah, sure. If you sell everything separately and you get a free mustard bottle with that, if the customer scan the mustard, we can give a discount for the amount of the mustard bottle. Is it answering all your question? Or the ECL? Well, yes, it can. Right now it is set to unlimited. The only other option is only once. It's once only, sorry. Wow. The 25 first customer, it can be done with an internal variables, but that will require some configuration. It will not be in that interface directly for DCL. It's achievable. It's possible if we want to do a discount for the first customer, but it will not be in the interface directly. It will be mostly it will be done on the POS. We'll have to do some variable and verify the number of transaction, and when we get it to the amount, we just block this from being triggered. But yes, it's possible. Just verify to make sure, but yes. So now I will go to the transaction completion deal since I see the time. Well, the time doing what it's supposed to do, changing all the time and going forward. So under PLU, we have transaction completion deals. If you don't have a license, this will be blocked, so you won't be able to access it. You can follow on my screen. A transaction completion deal is a discount that will apply at the end of a transaction, like the name say it. There is different trigger, so they are similar to the ECL. Let me just create a deal. So here, deal number, I can use the plus for one. I'm sorry, someone is joining the session. Let in. So I created one deal. So of course there is a description. So for the customer, get 10% off when you buy 100 Jello. Let's say, for this example. Oh, it's too small. Because after 100 Jello. So I'll put the French one. So here we have a different trigger condition. They are similar to the one we saw in the ECL. So it's either the items or the dollar. So here I will set items. I'll set the quantity to 100, not 1000. And instead of being the total, I will go with the PID that we saw. The number I'll use will be 888. Okay, and we will give 10% off. We have also the option to give $1 or remove from the weight. So that also can be used for a deal where we will be, if the customer buy $400 in the transaction, we will give 20 cents off if they buy a turkey or something like that. So that can also work. And it would be 10%. Instead of being on total, I will put it on PID. Oh, it removed my field. So 888, 888. So the Jello, if I buy 100 Jello, I will get 10% off all my items that are in the same PID. So I'll go to my maintenance item. I'll set my item 8 and 9 with the PID 888. 888. Let's go and deploy all change to the POS. Add the lane. I will go, so I will do with the quantity because I will not enter 100 times the Jello items. So if I go with the 50 quantity, which is the blue button here, PLU 8, 50. Oh, I have another discount that got triggered. Where is it? So I'll change it to 20% so it's less confusing. But I have another discount that was triggered somehow. Oh, in my ear here. I'll delete that. My bad, sorry. I already forgot what I did 5 minutes ago. Control F8. Punch card, the type deal you put on the Jello, or you do have to. No, for the transaction completion deal, you need to have 100 in the transaction. The punch card is called Product Reward Program. I think we will see it, but it's not now. It's really in the same transaction for the transaction completion deal. It's not something you can accumulate over time. If I go with my 50 strawberry, hey, how come? Huh? Well, it was working like 5 seconds ago. Oh, I don't have any active price anymore. I forgot to do my deploy change. Yes, that's correct. Well, I'm using the 100 because it's a little bit. I know it. I can always set it to 5, but today I'm doing it with 100. It was really my own choice. So if I go with my Jello, the Bill Cosby special. So sorry. So here you can see that my description is still get 10% off 100 Jello. So we do see that if I change the quantity to 49 quantity, it goes away. So my total is 75.57. If I put another Jello 9. So 9 my total is 61.34. So I do not see the discount on the transaction. If I do cash, it will work. No, is the quantity set to? And now we see my discount 15.33, which is 20%. Even if it's say 10, I change it to 20. So my bad, I can put it back to 20 here. But that's how the completion deal got triggered. Is the quantity set to 50 as the maximum? No. By default, when you install yes, well, no, not right now. By default, when we install the POS under the quantity button, so under buttons and form, the maximum is set to 99. So if I go to quantity, Q on my keyboard, quantity multiply, here I have maximum quantity, which is 99. If I remove it, I don't have any any maximum, sorry. So if I go here and I do 600 times the item 8, here you go. Now I have I'm not sure, Bradley, to understand multiple tiers. Not with the TCD. Not with the TCD. The TCD will only work for one situation. If we set different tiered, it will add up to each other. So that's not something we want to do. If we want to do a different percentage, we can do the ECL progressive. That will allow us to give a percentage over depending the quantity we're selling or the amount, or it can be based on the weight. Yes. Yes, I did cheat a little bit for that one. But yes, if you do a batch on an item, let's go to 2 price. It only deleted for this item in particular. So the delete is still there in the maintenance. You can remove it. and it will only remove this item from the batch. All the others will still be inside, but the item you're on right now will be excluded from it. If I go to the PLU batch, I know that was quick. Promotion, my item 8 or 9, I can make the field bigger. My item 8 and 9 are not there anymore. It will go to the basket. When the batch is no longer active, it will be moved to the basket. Yes, Crystal, you can to configure the batch screen. You can go to if my memory is good under File, and you can move columns. So when you move the column 1, 2, and 3 can be moved. So it's they are hiding. So keep in mind that when you do the option, you have 3 other columns showing there. So you can move the column from whatever you want and reorganize the setting like you want it. Of course, I'm not doing anything intelligent right now. I'm not really just moving stuff. And when you go back to File and you click on it, it will be saved. So now, so PLU, description, and price level will always stay in that order, but all the others can be changed in the direction you want. Does it answer your question? Okay, great. Do you guys have any question from everything we saw today, or would like extra information or precision on something? There's no dumb question. Don't worry, Luca. Well, the difference between TCD and ECL, they don't offer the same type of discount. They don't offer the same type of trigger. Right now, I do agree. In the past, we were not able to do all the discount we are now able to do with the ECL. We are mostly working on them. The transaction completion deal is really something that will be based on. There is less condition. With I can do the same discount I just did for the Jello with an ECL. It will also work. But for the ECL, I have multiple condition. On the transaction completion deal, the very unique difference is that I can use the W option for the action. This W option stands for the weight item. So we give a discount on the item, on a weightable item after a certain amount, and that's based on the discount is based per pound or per kilogram, depending what you're giving. So it's being triggered if you have a total of $100 and you buy a turkey, instead of paying $1.99 per pound, you will be paying $1.49 per pound. That's what the TCD big difference is doing right now. It was an option that was really often requested for the US market to give this type of discount. And also with the ECL, you can trigger TCD, so they can work together. You can call, you can trigger a transaction completion deal based on the ECL. Yes, we can do it. That will be in combination. Actually, Jimmy is asking if we can exclude the turkey price from the trigger, the target. Actually, yes, it can be excluded. We will be. That's the situation where we will use the ECL to trigger the TCD. On the coupon, we can also, because when the coupon get triggered, the POS. Coupon. When I just want to see what's my condition. So it's 2 Oreo cookies and it was 777. When my coupon get triggered at the POS, I can define a PID for that coupon. So if I go back to my coupon, I can tell it to be PID 888. So let's create deal number 2. New. So we'll give $1 off after 999. After thinking out of my head right now. So let's say $25 in the PID 77. And we will give $1 off. 777. So it's not the greatest example in the world, but it should be good enough to explain what I'm saying. So no, actually, I haven't done the right thing. I'm sorry. Let me do it differently. When you will have one item in PID 888, I would like to give $1 off the whole transaction. $1 off. So when my coupon will be triggered, it will also trigger the TCD. So if we do some example here, if I go here and I sell just one Oreo, I put the transaction on hold, one Oreo cookies. Yeah, sorry, still have to check my birth date. 9/11, yeah. Oh, it was thinking that it was 2011. 1, 10, 11, 91. Yes. So here I have my Oreo cookie, which is called item to sell. If I sell my item 2, my item 3, 4, it's still not triggered. But when I will sell my other Oreo cookies, it will trigger the coupon. It did not trigger the ECL because why didn't you work? I'm sorry, I feel like I forgot something. Hold on, I'll remove the client age because that's kind of annoying. Okay. That's, oh, my TCD is not being triggered. Why? I guess I'm missing an option. I don't do that very often, but I don't want to keep anyone any longer. It's 4 already, so I can see to try to fix it and show it to you tomorrow. Does anyone have any other question for today? Oh, I'm cheating. I'm so sorry. I'm not supposed to do that while training, but there is shortcut in the system, so I'm using them, as you can see. To find out the shortcut, you can go to the README file from for the POS. So where the POS is installed, you can launch the README, and at the end, we have all the shortcuts that are predefined in the system. So to cancel an order, I'm using Control F8. Is it there? Is it there? Yeah. So here, cancel sale, Control F8. So if I scan an item, 2, 3, instead of going to the button here, I will just do Control F8 on my keyboard, and it will cancel the order. And you can do cash on the keyboard too. F1 is cash, F2 is to put on hold. Yeah, I need to try to avoid using the shortcut, but there is some shortcut in the system, and they can be configured under each button. So under the button, when you are liking it, if I go to cancel sale, the key, so here is Control F8, so that's what triggered the cancel sale. So that's how it's being configured. Some customers still use old keyboard system. So yeah, Yeah, and then during the training, I'm trying to not do the control, the shortcut because I'm used to do them when I'm working, but I was trying to do it quickly, so I went back using them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, if does anyone have any other quick question before we before we end? I know it's already past 4, so I don't want to keep anyone too long on the training. If anyone, oh, I'll delete the recording for today. Unfortunately, I don't think I will send it to you then. I'm scared now. Yes, I will send it to you in a few minutes, Daniel. Just the time that I download it to my computer, and after that, I'll upload it to the website, and I'll send you the link as soon as it's ready. I think I'll do some editing. I'll learn how to do that in the next 5 minutes to remove that part. So you're all free, and we can see. We'll see. Well, see all. It's a big word. We will talk to each other tomorrow. Bye bye. You're welcome. No problem.